Welcome to Lifestyle's Health and Wellness Corner. I'm Sonie Jones. Welcome back again. November is Diabetes Awareness Month. Thank you so much for joining us. This portion right here is going to be very special because I'm going to try to be very transparent with diabetes and myself. I am a type 2 diabetic. I want to go back just a little bit in my past. When I was younger, I was a basketball player, softball player, volleyball player. I was just very into sports, even a cheerleader. I wanted to tell you that because I had no idea that I would be a type 2 diabetic. I want to be for real to you so you can understand. I didn't know at first. It was hard for me to find out that I was a type 2 diabetic. This all happened when my mother became very ill. She was 90 some years old, and they told us that she had cancer. And my sister was her caregiver, and not living in the area, I had to travel up and down the highways while I was working. So again, this is going to be just very real for me. Excuse the blunders, but I want to tell you this story because it's important. So in taking care of her and trying to make sure everything was okay, I had problems. I ignored my self-care, didn't care about it at all, just doing a routine thing, back and forth, back and forth. And being that person that's going back and forth, I noticed one day that my vision was very blurred. I couldn't understand it. It went away. And then I noticed at work there was a demand. I'm going to say a demand because I had to have orange juice. I wanted orange juice in the morning, for lunch, and at night. Never thinking about any sugars or anything like that because I was used to drinking orange juice. Then I recognized I was very thirsty. I needed also water. I went to the restroom a lot, and then I began to eat a lot. I ate a lot. I ate so much until I weighed 300 or so over. And I didn't see a difference in myself. Of course, people did. Well, my mother died not long after being diagnosed. I'm not going to say how many days or whatever, but after being diagnosed, she died, and she was about 92, 93. So thank God for that. But not long after that, I went to the eye doctor because my vision was blurred again. And they gave me reading glasses because I always needed those. So I couldn't understand why when I came out the doctor's office, I put on my reading glasses, but I could see clearer in the mall with the glasses on than having them off. I said, something is wrong. And the bathroom, and I couldn't sleep, and I needed to eat. So finally, I did go to the doctor. I forgot one thing. I ran in the back of 2 cars. So after that, I said something really is wrong. So I did go to my doctors. I talked to the doctor, and I told her about what was going on. And she said, really? Let me do some tests. And she did do the test. Well, when she came back, my AC1, A1C, I told you this is going to be just raw. It was so high. My sugar count was high, 600 above. And she said, oh, we need to look at this because you may be going to a danger zone that you don't want to go to. So I said, what's wrong? She said, you're a type 2 diabetic. At that point in time, I cried like a baby. She came over to me and touched me. She said, why are you crying so hard? I explained to her, my mother just died, and now I'm going to die. And she said, you're not going to die. And I looked at her, I said, but you said I'm a diabetic. She said, you're type 2, and you may need some medication, and you have to change your habits, but you're not going to die. It is so important that I let you know that you don't have to be a type 2 diabetic, because there are things that we need to know about. When I was coming along at an early age, what was diabetes? It wasn't explained to us in detail. If it had been explained, I wouldn't have been a type 2 diabetic, because there was just too much information that was not passed on. But also, we're going to give credit, they're finding out more and more about diabetes. We would like for you to be one of the educated ones. Please find out about this disease, how it affects every organ in your body. Please find out about that. We are now approaching the holidays. Yay! So the first one, we're talking about Thanksgiving. And you know that we love to be with folks. We love to laugh and have a good time, but we also love to eat. So there are certain things that have been written. And I'm going to put my glasses on to let you know what they are about Thanksgiving and having a happy one. First of all, remember to eat in moderations. Don't forget self-care during this time. Now, you'll hear me say this again. Also be safe during this pandemic time. So let's talk about this type 2 and the pre-diabetes. I call it the switch. Pick the one item you absolutely must splurge upon. And when you do that, only get a small amount on your plate. Another one, fill your plate with healthy food, like your veggies. And you can put a little bit of the others, but fill your plate with healthy foods. Eat healthy at home and consider filling up on good, great, nutritious food before you even go out. Minimize your cravings. All of this will minimize the cravings. If you go to a family's house or a friend, you can let them know what you're going through and about your diet restrictions. That'll help them out as well. And what are we talking about? Maybe like artificial sweeteners and not all the pies made with those sugars. So let them know. Remember that alcohol does have calories, and it could be dangerous for other medications. So please keep that in mind. If you're on insulin, you may want to speak to your physician first about how to plan for the holidays. Thanksgiving holiday is just around the corner again. If you become ill, let's say if you're coughing, if you have a cold over the holidays, look at your medication because some medications are loaded with sugar. Please check with your physician or the pharmacy. Check your blood sugar. Look at that level. Keep an eye on it during the holiday. If you're fasting, your fast is, let's say, between 80 and 120 before you eat, and about 140 2 hours later. The numbers are so important. Numbers higher than these indicate that there may be a little too much of the holiday. Bring it on down. Eating healthy is good for everyone, not just for those diabetics, but if you are bringing food to a party, make it healthy. If you plan on cooking something, baking something, make sure that it is diabetic or diabetes free. There are great recipes in the book or on your website that you can just Google and come up with it. This is great for that. We just need to remember to prepare, always prepare for the holidays, your intake, having fun, and especially again, during this time of a pandemic, do what you're supposed to do. Be obedient. Do not be a type 2. If you're pre-diabetic, please, please, please watch your food intake. Please make sure your activity is great. And notice I said, again, activities, not exercising. Sure, go ahead and exercise if you want. But those activities can be simple, such as I have one person that goes shopping all the time, and she had a Fitbit on. She put in a lot of steps. So be creative in what you do. You might want to jump around and be happy. That's up to you. Do a little dance. Share your joy. Please follow everything. Research, talk to your physician, talk to others. Give me a call. You can call me, Sonie Jones, at Lifestyles of Maryland, 301-609-9900. Again, thank you so much for visiting. Have a great holiday. Don't forget, food intake is very important. Thank you.